Okay, let's get this rolling. Welcome to episode 2 of Into the Van. This is a new recording. I sat down with the Crapsons at the beginning of February. So we had this awesome chat, talked about Crapfest 2 that's coming up, everything that was planned for the rest of the year, how naive and innocently we thought that those plans would go ahead. The longer this has been going on, I've been thinking of the Public Enemy album with the perfect title for all this, which is Man Plans, God Laughs. And I always keep thinking about that because every single touring musician, every single event, every single thing has been completely cancelled or rearranged for the foreseeable future. Things are getting scheduled, which is good, and things are looking to get back on track at some point towards the end of the year. But with what's been happening with the global pandemic, it's just been heartbreaking to see so many people lose their lives. So many livelihoods get shut down, so many people have to sign on for unemployment, and it's truly been a heartbreaking thing to not only see, but to actually experience and be a part of. It's been affecting everybody, and I'm sure if you're listening to this, you'll know someone who's been affected by it. And it's just a terrible thing, but with the power of music and creativity and community and friendship and family, I think we're going to be okay. We'll get through it eventually. This episode is really fun. I really enjoyed this. I've had to go and edit out the date from the pre-recorded pre-roll that I've done because Crapfest 2 has changed from its original May date to August the 30th. And the lineup is the same except for one of the bands has unfortunately had to drop out and been replaced. And it was Mouses can no longer make it, which is unfortunate, but please go check them out. They are being replaced by the awesome Pete Bentham and the Dinner Ladies. I think, from if memory serves, we do touch on Pete Bentham. He's been a pillar of the Liverpool punk scene for so long that I'm excited to get to do a show with him. We've met briefly, and this will be the first show we get to do. So August 30th is the new date for Crapfest 2. And with the same lineup, except Mouses have been replaced by Pete Bentham, I urge you to check out both of those bands. This is only the second episode of Into the Van. We've hit a bit of a stumbling block, obviously, with the pandemic, and a lot of my podcast interviews have had to be put on hold and pushed back to further of the year. But I'm so excited I got a little backlog that I can keep this ticking over with every 2 weeks. I hope that you've listened to the first episode with the mighty Sean James. I've been overwhelmed by the reaction of it. I'm so happy that it's not only out there now, but it's been well received. People have messaged me and said how interesting and how much they enjoyed it, which, you know, I created this because I wanted to create it. It's the same thing with my music. I did it because I wanted to do it. And I always do things that I think I'd enjoy if I wasn't me, which is really a weird thing to say, but I always think, would I enjoy this if I put it out into the world? If I didn't know who I was, or I kind of knew who I was, and I brought this out, would I be interested? And that's what I always think in terms of my music. It's like, would I listen to this? And with the podcast, it's like, would I engage with this? Would it hit me on a creative level? And I've been blown away by all the comments. If you've enjoyed that episode or you enjoy this episode, please leave me reviews and all that good shit on iTunes and Spotify or wherever you listen to, because apparently it makes a difference. I've just been blown away by the fact people have listened to it and hit me up about it. This episode is brought to you again by myself, Mike West. The Next Life is open for pre-orders, and I've been blown away again by the support and people putting their money up, especially at this time when nothing's certain. People have been trusting me and taking a chance on me and doing a pre-order for The Next Life, which is my first full-length record, and I'm absolutely blown away by the support so far. If you would like to pre-order it, you can go to mike333west.com/store. That'll take you to my Bandcamp, and then you can pre-order The Next Life there. We've got a ton of different bundles. As I record this new introduction on the Thursday, this is Saturday, so 2 days ago, I got the masters through from Deep Grooves, who are mastering and pressing the record itself. I got the digital, the CD, and the vinyl masters, and they sound fucking incredible. I'm going to put one up now for you to have a listen to. like I've done, say a father to son, and let this worldly view grow. Do what you can and love what you do, for it's a long and lonely road. It's a long and lonely road. It's a long and lonely road. Don't do like I've done, say a father. And I really hope if you dig it, you're teased by it, you're interested in it, head over to my store and pre-order a copy, because I'm so happy with how this record's turned out. I'm having it on white gatefold vinyl, CD. It's going to be on all the digital platforms, but obviously if you want to support artists, go to their Bandcamp, pick up the physical merch, because that's the best way to do it. And let's go on with it. This is the recording that I did. First, it talks about Crapfest, the charity that it's in aid of, the bands that are on it. The only thing I've edited out is the date. Obviously, it's going to be August 30th, Sunday, August 30th, with Pete Bentham and the Dinner Ladies replacing Mouses. But the rest of the conversation, I really hope you enjoy. And let's go on with the show. This episode of Into the Van is sponsored by Crapfest 2, the wonderful DIY punk rock celebration that's going to be taking place all day. It's going to be at Liverpool Phase 1. All money raised is going to the Open Door Centre. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, we've got a little treat for you. If you enter the promo code that I'm going to give you at the end of this podcast, because I don't want to give it up straight away or you won't respect me, but if you use this promo code, you'll get your tickets for just £5. Such a bargain, and leads us beautifully into who we're talking to today. Crapsons are a punk rock duo hailing from the Wirral. Same place as me, so you know they're going to be good. They consist of Mike Markey on vocals and bass and Andy Gilbert on vocals and drums. They're well known for their onstage energy. They cross over heavy distorted punk riffs with comical tongue-in-cheek lyrics, singing about everyday pressing topics from deaths, sheds and biscuits. These guys are so much fun to talk to. I've seen them perform live, and the energy that exudes off them, and you can just tell they're having fun. If you're seeing an artist live and you know they're enjoying it, you enjoy it more. And there's none better than Crapsons. There's so much fun to just be around and chat with, as you'll see in this podcast. With this podcast being so new and formative, there are teething problems. That teething problem is mainly me being a fucking moron. I got to where Mike and Andy were, got the laptop set up, hit the power button, laptop was dead. So Mike kindly invited us in. We had a chat, we had a cup of tea, we let the laptop charge. We headed straight into the van, got the podcast down. 50 minutes in, the laptop died again because, again, I'm a fucking moron. So we went back, had another cup of tea, let the laptop charge. We got another 15 minutes. And even with these teething problems, these guys are dead understanding. I know it's a bit of a stupid thing to do. It's like going to a gig without your guitar case or your guitar cables. What can I say? You live, you learn. But this chat's been so much fun to have, and I'm really happy to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoy it. We go on everything from booking a tour, setting up your own festival, songwriting as a punk rocker, and everything else in between. It's such a great chat, and I really hope you enjoy it. So enjoy Mike West and the Crapsons. Welcome to Into the Van with me, Mike West. Go! And all the shit's moving in the right side.
So are you going to do a little bit first with you talking?
I've got a bit of an intro geared up as like a prerequisite thing, so we can literally just start going whenever you're ready for it. So how are you guys doing?
Yeah, really good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Brave and Storm Dennis.
I know, Brave and Storm Dennis. Sorry for the delays about this. I'm still finding the teething for this, and it's the same level as, you know, when you first start doing a gig and then you realise you've got your guitar cable.
Yeah.
And just the really basic shit that you just think.
Oh shit, I forgot my guitar.
Yeah, it's like the amount of times I've like picked up the guitar case and I was like, is there something in this?
No.
And it's like you get to the door and like you're checking, like, whew. But yeah, it's still I'm doing teeth problems. I've got the new setup because the first mic I had was just I only used that mic in the middle, and it worked for one, and then it didn't work for the next one. So I was like wondering what the issue was. So instead of worrying about it, I'll just get another mic and put some effort and energy into doing it. But yeah, so the Crapsons. Is it Crapsons or the
It's Crapsons,
Just Crapsons.
There's no the. Which is a common mistake for a lot of people, especially when we see like the Crapsons on posters that get made, and I've got to get in touch with people and say, can you remove the please?
But we have been called worse though, haven't we?
Oh Christ, we Crampons.
Crampons was the best. Yeah.
That's definitely the best one. Crapstons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the crap. Yeah.
Crap twins. We've asked by people.
And where does the name come from? Is it a track from another band, or is it?
Yeah, Pulled Apart by Horses. It is. So they've got a song called The Crapsons, and then actually the band name came years before the band even started. We were like, oh, should we have a band called The Crapsons? And then we tweeted Pulled Apart by Horses, didn't we? And said, can we use it? And they actually got back to us and said, yeah, go for it, and kind of encouraged us. And then 3 years later, we decided to start it.
Yeah, it took 3 years really, but yeah.
So the first single's on Spotify is from 2018. So is that when you guys first started with it, or is it?
The day we launched, we brought out a single straight away.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Which was You Don't Know When You're Gonna Die. Which was the 11th or 12th of January 2018, I think, wasn't it?
But pretty much more officially, it was the August, wasn't it? That's when we had our first practice, wasn't it?
Yeah, the August before that, August 2017.
Oh, cool. And how do you guys feel you've progressed in that time? Because it seems like it's been a steady momentum and build for you guys, which has been awesome to see.
In comparison to like the first few gigs that we did, a lot more confident in sort of like how to act on stage.
Yeah.
Like the banter between us both just flows automatically. I think the songs have become like, if you're comparing the set list to the first ever gig that we did, I think like the songs are a lot stronger. But that's just come with time, and like just being in a band together, we know exactly what to do now compared to like, oh, we've just got these songs, let's go and try them out.
Yeah, and it's even like writing a set list as well. We've like there's some songs that we don't play as much anymore. That's not to say they've gone, but some songs work better. Sometimes we get a feel for the gig itself in advance, don't we? And we think, oh, it'll be good to play this song at that gig.
Yeah,
and then little things like that as well. And we've even learnt about how to approach gigs, how to approach promoters, social media as well.
Yeah,
is a massive thing as well. We've learnt a lot about that as well, and what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, because there's a huge learning curve for musicians. Because you think once you've written enough songs for like a half-hour set list, you're done. But music's like 80% admin, and no one like teaches you that the amount of time you put into a song, you're gonna put triple and quadruple times into promoting the fucking thing and doing the social media and working with promoters and stuff. So the songs is the easy like tip of the iceberg for what people don't really realise.
We played a 45-minute gig once, at the point where we only had 45 minutes worth of songs, and we played and the crowd wanted an encore, and we were like, shit, what do we play?
The first time we got the One More Chance song, and we were like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Like we just didn't want to, but we managed to squeeze in something that we left out, didn't we? That was very that was very like a song that we played earlier on, but no one knew.
No, you always trick them with an encore. Like the first track where people were getting a pint and walking in through the door.
Yeah.
But it's just weird to see how the punk scene in Liverpool's kind of not skyrocket, but there's a really good scene there at the moment, and like what you guys think has been like a tribute to that, really.
I think it's always been there. I just think there's a lot more eyes on it now.
Yeah.
I think basically everyone just needed to sort of find each other.
Yeah.
Really, I think what Society Losers done is brilliant. I think what Neil Crud's doing is brilliant as well. And I think it's just slowly come together. And I think it just needed a few little things to happen just for everyone to get together, really. And
Yeah, it's great. It's great because obviously there's punk as a whole, but then you've got little branches of different kinds of gigs that happen. Like you've got Pete Bentham's things that go on in sound. You've got the Society of Losers side of it. You've got like all the things that go on in Outpost. You've got all the things that go on down by the docks in Drop the Dumbles and little places like that. Like what I like is the fact that you've got like a community of people. So you'll get like a band that usually plays in Outpost, a band that usually plays for Pete Bentham in town, and some out of towners, and you'll all get together for a special gig sometimes, and then the people will come down from different parts of the punk.
Yeah.
Sort of like the punk umbrella, if you know what I mean. Like,
and everyone makes a big effort to talk to each other, get to know each other, add each other on social media, follow each other on social media, and expands in that way as well, because we've got loads of gigs as well out of town, haven't we? Just simply by just getting to know people, and we've given people the opportunity to come to Liverpool and things like that as well, and we've passed people on that listen to these, get them on, and it expands, doesn't it?
There's a lot of people who don't play on the punk scene who I've spoken to in the past, and they've said like, God, how do you manage to get all these gigs, and how do you manage to get the out of town gigs? And say, speak to people. Yeah, that's honestly the best advice that I can give to anybody.
That does seem.
And don't just use your Facebook and send a message to someone, say, hi mate, we're a band called Crapsons, we're from the Wirral, and this is what we play, because they get it. They must get it from bands. All the time. So the best thing to do is just to actually go out and meet people, go and shake someone's hand and say, hi mate.
I think the punk scene is really good for that, because everyone seems to wish their scene was doing what the punk scene's doing in Liverpool and the Northwest, but no one's put the time in. And Neil, Crud and Pete Bentham, they've been around for like years, and they've put the time in. People aren't realising this scene takes 15, 20 years of groundwork to go. So the rock and metal scene or the country scene is like, well, why don't we get that? Because you've been going 3 years, and you aren't networking in the same way. There'll be a metal festival up in Wrexham at the same time there's a metal festival in Liverpool, and they're not talking to each other. And if they linked force, they could dominate the Northwest and start a scene properly, but it's just not there. That networking and that camaraderie is not really there at the moment. I think that's an issue with most genres, and that's what's been cool to see the punk scene shining in all this gig swapping and festivals and just lineups. That's just so diverse.
I think it's because as well, like, it doesn't really get the coverage it deserves as well. A lot of publications don't seem to cover it as well, and I think that's what gears us on, or everyone within this little community, to help each other as well, because it's not a case of like
you can't be selfish. You can't be selfish. Like, you've got to always think out and say, right. So So for example, we're playing a gig in Preston this coming Friday, which is probably in the past.
Yeah, this is long. We're already dead by the time this comes out.
By the time this comes out. But so we're playing in Preston on Friday, and we spoke to the promoter, and we kind of said, can we recommend a couple of bands that could play alongside us? And we managed to get Pete Bentham and the Din Ladies and Mr. Ted, who were two bands that we've played with in the past, and we know them. So rather than say, no, can you sort it out? We're thinking of other people to give an opportunity to, and hopefully they'll do the same for us.
Yeah, that's the best thing. I do the same with, like, I have the Road Country page on Facebook, and it's me and a few different people from around the UK trying to push like traditional and rootsy, dark, acoustic stuff, and we're trying to put gigs on and recommend people for these slots.
It's the best way to do it.
And it seems...
Because you make friends as well.
You make friends, and then it's kind of, there's the gatekeepers you think are holding these venues and these promoters hostage, who are setting up all these gigs that you're never going to get to do in a million years. Well, why don't you just do it yourself? And that's, I think, is the turning point for a lot of scenes, is when they, like, the bands realise they can do it themselves. They can work with the promoters instead of the promoters doing everything and they're just swept along for the ride.
Yeah, and that's what we've done as well. We've kind of taken a lot of things on ourselves, haven't we? And and that's pretty much what inspired Crapfest as well.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah, sure.
And then we've got because even like we went away and like did the island tour ourselves as well, didn't we? Obviously we needed a helping hand. We needed someone to spot us in Liverpool, to give us the opportunity to get us in Ireland. But then once we were sort of settled a little bit, we want to go back to Ireland. So we decided to just go back to Ireland and put the gigs on.
And we literally just did the whole thing ourselves, with us and Salt the Snail.
Yeah.
We worked together. We spoke to a few bands that we met over there the first time, and we just did it all ourselves. We promoted the whole thing, and people came. Like, to be able to go over to another country, and I'm sure, obviously, with the Europe stuff that you've done as well.
Yeah, it's once, because I did Liège in Belgium. I did 5 dates there through like a promoter and a booking company. Yeah. And with that, once I got that little in,
once you get
the next year, I was just like, well, I know these venues now myself. I've got a personal contact with them.
Yeah.
I'll just book it myself next time, and then I just went from Belgium into the Netherlands and
Nice.
Germany. And once you've got the in there, you can just carry on. But Ireland's one place I've not played yet. I'm really looking forward
It's
to.
awesome. It's a great
breaking
place,
into.
especially Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland's got such a good. There's a community of people who just love music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
in
matter. It
areas
doesn't
where-
matter what music it is. They just love it.
Yeah, that seems to be outside of like mainland UK. Everywhere else seems to really be passionate about the music first. It doesn't really matter what genre it is, as long as something's happening. Well, it seems to be in the UK. It has, like I was saying this to Andy from the King's Pistol yesterday. It's like in England, especially, it's drink first, music second, and that's the reason they go out. Well, in like Europe, from my experience, it's music first, drink second, and the priority is predominantly the music first.
Yeah, I think in Liverpool as well, we're a little bit spoiled because a lot happens in Liverpool, doesn't it? Loads happens, so it feels like when you go somewhere a bit different, because not as much happens there, they want to make the most of it and they want to come out. I found that in Wales as well, because I've been fortunate enough to play around a lot in Wales, and I feel that people just want to go to a gig, they just want to see live music.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, Liverpool, there's gigs on every day, which on one hand's great, you know, it's great that we've got that.
It's almost an oversaturation.
Yeah,
And there's a lot
exactly.
of genres. Obviously, going back to the punk question earlier on, like there's a lot of different categories in Liverpool. Like the first thing that people think of for Liverpool, straight away it's the Beatles. But then you've got a lot of there's a lot of indie bands at the moment that have come out of Liverpool over the last couple of years, and that's what people sort of tend to go to. But I honestly do think that the punk scene at the moment, that's just going to evolve, and there's going to be a lot of punk bands who make it that people will look at Liverpool and go, oh yeah, that's where that punk band came from.
Yeah, definitely. I think even just seeing that, because I know there's been a few bands who have messaged me because I've made the mistake of putting a few gigs on. People think I'm a promoter.
Yeah, and we get that a lot. We really do. I mean, obviously because we've got Craft Fest, like there's a lot of people. I'll go on Facebook and I'll have a friend request, and it's like, I have no idea who this person is. Hello to everybody who likes to add me on Facebook and asks to play gigs, and it's like, I'd love to help it. I'd honestly love to help people out, but the one thing I say to them is, by all means, I can keep you in mind for Craft Fest. So, but we do it once a year, and it's 11 bands, and one of them's us.
Yeah, I think that I get it.
The thing we can do really is just pass them on to promoters and just say, we'll pass them on to the people we know.
Yeah.
But like,
that's the thing. Whenever I see a friend request and it's a dude holding an acoustic guitar, I'm like, fuck.
they do all the time. You see someone like playing the drums or they're holding the guitar and you're like,
And it's like, just
we have to be friends.
just like the band on Facebook. And
Yeah.
Don't add my personal account.
Yeah, but
Because I've got so many people on there.
I've had to go through it as well, just to sort of.
just do a bit of a page.
People were popping up and I was a bit like.
So don't add us on Facebook.
Yeah, that's the message.
Yeah, but I think I've made the sin. Like when I was first starting out, is you are just trying to get any gig you want. So it's like you hit up the promotion page. The promoters made the mistake of linking their account to that one. So you're like, I'm gonna message him. Don't do it.
And Facebook's a great, like we probably wouldn't be as successful if we didn't have Facebook. And a lot of bands, and you'll probably say as well that that's where the most of your networking comes from. That's where all your advertising goes. That's where you get people to listen to your streams, because you've got that platform on Facebook. But it can sometimes get
too much
personal, if you know what I mean. Especially when people are trying to add you on Facebook that you don't know. And I've got pictures of my wife and my kid on Facebook, and that's for me. It's not for you. It's for me to show the people that I'm friends with. Not a guy that came and saw us and said. Which is great by all means. I'm not stopping people from complimenting and coming to see us, but there's a
division of
there's a fine line sometimes.
Yeah, there's a separation between personal life and what you actually want to do.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, people blur that between thinking you putting a show on every once in a while is the same thing as you being a promoter. And
Which also reminds me, so on stage we're both very we're both comical, we're both very loud, we're both in your face, but a lot of people think that because we're like that on stage, that we're like that 24/7. And I'll always remember being in a pub once, I'm not too sure who it was, but they came up to us and said, "Oh God, are you two okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm just having a conversation, chilling and having a pint." And because we weren't going, let's go everyone, like they honestly thought that we were down and upset
Really?
or angry with each other. Yeah, and it's just like
we're
we're
just
not
chilling.
always like that, you know. Like,
I remember speaking to someone on Island as well who was very surprised that we had like Monday to Friday jobs. We both had wives.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be married or have a job.
We just had like such a very normal life, and they were like asking these questions like, "Oh, our lives are just quite boring normally." we go to work.
The image that people think you have, because like the amount of time, because I drive to like literally every gig, I'll just go up to the pub and my first question is normally, is your hot drinks machine on?
Yeah,
Just
of course.
because I'm driving, I don't have the time to fucking drink a pint or a whiskey all the time, and the amount of shit I get for being like pre-gig and just sat there with a cup of tea, writing my set list out.
My favourite drink of all time is a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I love a cup of tea.
Yeah. He's like over any level of whiskey or any pint, I'll take a brew.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat. But the dirty looks in the comments, if I'm sitting there just before I'm meant to go on, and sometimes I'll take it up with me because I've not finished it.
we should do that. Take a pack of biscuits and just have a table in the middle.
We'll stop and we'll have a break in our
Oh,
set.
yeah. Just get like a little pack of party rings next to like 2 travel mugs.
Because people think we'll be doing the biscuit guy, but it's not. It's just for us to eat, have a snack. Sorted.
By the time this podcast comes out, that will have already been done. Without that, I'll find something for Friday. We can just have a cup of tea halfway through.
I think like with me, because it's acoustic and I kind of weave my way into different genres and gigs, I'm kind of a lot more malleable with what people think I'm going to be doing and stuff. Well, because you guys are punk and you're energetic and witty and fun on stage, they automatically expect you to be there off stage, which
That's
is
right.
a really weird
yeah,
hype.
which we're not. I mean, we are.
Everyone, like, when you're in a...
songs, pretty much, like, us two, we just, like, we chat shit, we make up stupid songs anyway. We've just kind of put it into a band now,
Yeah.
and that's all it is. But, like, generally, we are ourselves, but I'd say but when we get on stage, we just pretty much, like, turn up to 11, as the expression is. That's
There's
pretty
another
much what
thing
we
as
do.
well that I've noticed. So, like, we don't always speak to each other as much as we do when we're at a gig. So for example, if we're playing in Liverpool, we're not going to be together beforehand. Like, I'll go off and do something and speak to one of my mates, and you'll go off and speak to somebody else, and people are like, oh God, what's up with them two? They fell out, and it's just like, I know. I'm gonna be stood on stage with them in half an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like no.
And when
we're not always in each other's pockets.
And when we played in Sheffield as well, we both travelled up separately, didn't we? With our
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
We saw each other at the venue, like, all right.
Safe trip. We were only like sort of like half an hour sort of difference between each other, weren't we?
So, with Crapfest, do you want to go into that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, is this the second Crapfest?
Yeah.
Cool. So, obviously the first one was last year. How did that form itself, and how did you get going with that festival?
So, I had the idea of the name Crapfest for our... So, when we brought out our EP in November 2018, for our EP launch, I wanted to call it Crapfest. But we joined forces with Mr. Ted, who were bringing out their debut single at the time, so we kind of thought, it's not fair to call it Crapfest. So I kind of put that on the back burner. And then, I think, was it last year we went to Smithdown Road?
Oh yeah, it was the Smith. Yeah,
So we
the
played.
Smith Down Road. Yeah.
So we played at Smithdown Road Festival on the Friday, and then we went pretty much all day on the Saturday. And then by the time that the festival was over, we said, wouldn't it be good to have our own sort of like day, and just run an all dayer? Which was when I said, well, actually, I've had the idea of calling something Crapfest, and we literally went,
It's a no-brainer really to call it Crapfest. Yeah.
let's do it.
Nice. And what was the reception when you first went with like the first one last year? Like, what was the public response to it?
A lot of people laugh at the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of what we
That's-
want.
that's the
what
good
we
thing.
wanted.
Great, 'cause that's good.
We wanted to get a reaction, but yeah, I had loads of brilliant feedback, didn't it? We announced the lineup right away, didn't we? With everything, so it got a lot of attention. A lot of bands were sharing it as well. It felt like when we announced that, like, pretty much our social media exploded more than anything else, really.
More than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. The idea was to basically just have a celebration of DIY punk music,
Yeah,
and a couple of sort of like the sub-genres as well.
Yeah.
Because we had bands like Habits, who were sort of more hardcore, Pale Rider, who was sort of more sort of like on the psychedelic sort of side of it as well.
It was just bands.
And we just went
with.
for it. Yeah, bands that we played with, bands that we wanted to play with and not had the chance, and we said, sod it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think that's the best thing is, because it's when I've had people like I had my mate Josh Bettis up from Wales for a gig in December, and it was because I'd gigged with him once before. We always talk online and stuff, and we're friends, but we've not had the chance to like gig properly or hang out together.
Yeah.
So it was like, we'll just put a gig on, because as musicians you want to go to every show and you want to see all your mates' bands and support the scene, but obviously with wives, kids, cats and personals, you'd be out 7 days a week for gigs.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
these type of gigs are the good fun reunions and hangouts that you don't really get for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because you'll always miss you, like someone will announce a gig and you're like, I'm playing that night, or it's like, that's the only night I'm free this week, so I need to get my head down and sleep.
It's good having like something else to aim for with the band as well, that it isn't just writing music and things like that. We've actually got, it's good having little projects within the band, and it's given us something different to do, something else to talk about within the band, something else to aim for, something else to be excited about as well.
It's been quite nice to be on the promoter side of it as well, to sort of see like the hassle that the promoters can get, because promoters are brilliant. They really, really are.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the promoter, then we wouldn't have been able to do all the gigs that we've done.
If any musician ever gives promoters shit and hasn't put on a show themselves, they need to
Exactly.
shut the fuck up straight away.
Like, and Andy's done the Liverpool Calling Festival with Christian Hudson from the Society of Losers and Salt the Snail. So you've had your foot in that door, haven't you?
Yeah.
In terms of the promoting, so you obviously knew what to do.
Yeah, and speaking to managers as well, getting to you have to put up a lot of shit as well, a lot of bands wanting things as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit easier as well, just sort of, well, you kind of know what to do about it as well. And I think one thing I will say as well about the reception, as you were saying before, is that the sense of a community everyone's had with it, because it's been so like DIY and independent, raising money for charity. I felt everyone mucked in to make it a success as well.
Everyone loves an underdog, everyone wants to support live music, but they don't necessarily know how and when sometimes. And I think with these like all days and this, it's literally you just lay it out for them. It's like, you just come to this, you like listen to the music, buy the merch if you're there, donate to the charity you're supporting, and just participate. And that's the first step. And I think that you guys are really good in giving a platform to that, or like especially in like Liverpool and like Wirral way. There's not really something like that around here.
Like it's great because there's a few bands that you play with out of town, and they say, "Oh, would you be able to try and get us a gig in Liverpool?" And you can try, but sometimes you can't do it. But this is the perfect opportunity for us to say, "Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we get these over, and then we've got them over in Liverpool, then, because then we've done what we said that we do." Like, because this year we've got we've got a couple of bands. So
we've kind of organised a lineup so it kind of goes like local, out of town, local. So the lineup probably is 50. Well, there's 11 bands, maybe probably just slightly more local, but it is more or less is very equal between out of town bands, giving out of town bands an opportunity to play in Liverpool, as well as obviously like the local bands that you need as well.
So Crapfest 2. Advanced early bird tickets are already sold out.
Completely sold out.
With no lineup announced, which is an incredible feat for you guys. You must be thrilled. Did you do that? Was that last year as well, or is this?
No,
so this is the.
No, we wanted to see. We didn't know if it would sell out or not, but we pretty much wanted to see what would happen if we didn't announce the lineup, just to see if like people like the event for what it is, and people can trust the lineup as well. So for it to sell out as well, just brilliant. It just goes to show like people do just want to just come to a gig and support live music as well, and then hopefully it'll obviously be even better anyway once the lineup's out and people can see what they want to see as
amazing.
well.
So Crapfest 2, what is the date for it?
It is the 24th of May.
Yeah, so it's the Sunday just on the bank holiday weekend.
And the lineup. I'm acting like I don't know the date or who's on the lineup.
So we'll go through the lineup. I've just got it through on my phone. So we're playing, obviously. So we've got a band called Mouses, who are from
Stockton, just near Middlesbrough.
Yeah, they're a two-piece that we played with one of our first ever gigs, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They're brilliant. They really are incredible. In fact, they're probably my favourite band on the lineup as well.
Yeah, they're like a lo-fi garage punk band, aren't they? But they've been doing so well for themselves. They do a lot of things off their own back as well, and they've managed to play.
They actually do a festival called Mousestival.
Yeah.
which again was kind of like an influence to start Craftfest the first year, because we wanted to sort of have Craftfest but be able to take Craftfest to somewhere else, sort of have like a Craftfest stage on in London, a Craftfest stage on so that was that was an influence as well. So we got Mousers. The only band apart from ourselves that played last year that are playing this year is Salt Snail, who were our best mates. Really.
Yeah, we played loads of places with them. They came to Ireland with us as well. The list goes on really for how many gigs we played with them. It'll be hard to sort of just name them all, but yeah, we always have great fun with them. They're a great band. The next one there, Crash Mats. We play. We know Danny got us on at his all-day, it's a 2-day event, isn't it, called the Flare Witch Project. So a wrestling-themed punk event's perfect for us. So we played at that, and then we managed to play with them in Pete Bentham's Rock and Roll Festival he did as well.
That was in the September, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
and they're great as well. We actually knew Crash Mats before we started the band, because they've got a song called Royal Rumble. Obviously, the pair of us are massive wrestling nerds, and I came across that song. And we were laughing about it together. We were like, this is a brilliant song. And obviously we started a band. Danny asked us to play at his thing. And we're like, hang on, are you Danny from Crash Master? I said, probably also.
No way.
Managed to.
Which is quite strange.
Yeah. So we managed to finally play with them, and we've asked them to come back. So they were
cool.
Jen and the Degenerates are going to be playing as well. They're making waves for themselves.
They're doing really good.
Really, really all over the place. We played with them in Preston in November. November, and they were class. Yeah, really, really good. They're definitely going to make it. They really are. They would have struggled to get, because and we were like, come on, we really, really want you to play. We really, really want you. We really want you.
We got there in the end, though.
Yeah, we were made up when they said
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
The next one's Enamel Animal, which are probably the only band on the lineup who we haven't played with before, because we have a bit of a policy that we've played with them, but Phil's in Mr. Ted. There's a link there anyway, so it's good enough for us.
Yes. Phil's in Mr. Ted, and John...
Or was in Mr. Ted.
Yeah, and John, the guitarist, is...
he does the sound for us, doesn't he? He's,
not
the sound. Records are pretty much.
Yeah, he runs Crosstown Studios in Liverpool. Cool. And he's recorded every single Crapsons song.
Yeah. So the link was good enough to get them on. And they're a great band as well. Great bunch of lads,
Springfield Elementary, from Manchester. They're one of your favourites.
Yeah, they're one of their favourite bands we've played. But what I loved about them is that we played a gig in the Castle. It was the Castle, wasn't it? Yeah, the Castle in Manchester. And they were the headliners for the night, and I just thought artistically they were great as well.
Nice lads as well, aren't they?
Yeah. It's more like, they smells a bit more like acid punk, which I quite like that term. A little bit more funky. But I loved how they had like the crowd and the palm around as well. Everyone was going mental for them. It was just like, there was just this vibe at the end of the night that everyone was up for it when they were playing, and they just went on there, just played their stuff, and everyone was pretty much.
And we played with them again in Chester.
Yeah.
Like a couple of months later.
Yeah, so we had to get them back on.
Really
But
good band.
Their personal favourite, really. And a great name too.
Yeah.
Problem Patterns, they're coming from Northern Ireland. We played with them in Belfast,
nice.
And they were awesome. Really were.
They're doing really well. They've just released a new song and a new video to go with it as well, and they seem to be getting on loads of gigs as well. So
which again takes us back to the story of we wanted to bring people over.
They've been playing all over Ireland, and I think they just wanted that chance to get over to England, really, or certainly like the rest of the UK. So we managed to sort them out and got them another gig while they're over here.
Oh, cool.
As well.
So are they going to turn that into a bit of a tour as well in a few gigs?
Yeah.
So they're playing in Chester Cathedral on the Friday as well, which is good. So I'm helping them out, trying to get a few more gigs for them if we can put a bit more of a tour together. But either way, there'll be a Crapfest anyway.
Don't say that. People are getting a message in. It's like, don't give your secrets away.
I'll bleep all that bit out.
A disclaimer. We are not promoters. Kin, who was signed to Society Losers as well as us, the 3-piece, like raw energy, really punky, really sort of like, just nice lads as well. They always come to our gigs as well. Yeah, they're always in the front row. They're always screaming and singing our songs, and
good.
they're just the nicest lads in the world, and that was a no-brainer to book them.
That goes back to like the community as well. Everyone helping each other out. Getting gigs is one thing, but even just being there, screaming your lyrics back to you.
Yeah, that is the important thing. I think it's you can do as many gigs together, but that's when you actually see someone in the crowd. They they actually
know the words for my songs.
Yeah, and then
it's such a good feeling.
They buy your merch as well. And they even when you do like a post, they share it for you and go watch these. It's just it's
like that level of support's invaluable, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Earls, who are from the Leicester region, they're a two-piece, very like Slaves, very sort of like dark and gritty punk. I saw them in the Salty Dog.
Oh
yeah. Because I went to watch Mr. Ted and Salt the Snail, and they supported. And then we played again with them in Chester.
Yeah, they had a bit of a nightmare getting there, didn't they? On the coach. Did the coach break down, did it? And they arrived pretty much just in time for the set. So
they got the National Express and they were due on stage, and like they turned up. It was like 2 minutes before the set, and they literally walked through, because we played in a church as well, and they walked through and he had his guitar. The guitar was already out of the case, and he had his amp in one hand, and they literally just walked on stage. He plugged in, and literally within 3 minutes he was like, "Hello, where else?"
and just started playing.
And they just played, and they just ran through a whole half an hour set of just like really cool punk songs.
Yeah. And they went to the wrong church as well.
Oh yeah,
they went to the wrong church, which he might not have mentioned that to many people, but and then opening up is your good self.
It is. So that is me being coy and being like, what's the lineup for this crap fest? Yeah, what's this crap fest you speak of? Yeah, I'm stoked to be playing it. Obviously, like I'm a fan of your guys' music. I was listening to it on the drive over. I play it through the speakers. Like, what I like about your music is because we've gone, like, we just found out we went to the same primary school as well. We've got like the same, not background, but we've grown up in the same areas, and I get your sense of humor, and I get the vibe, and I get the feeling that you're trying to put out through the music, and it's just so relatable. It's a bit like when idols bring out something, you're like, oh, he's speaking about Dacre Hill. It's like you can picture this town and like the king of the council estate. You get where you're talking from, and you get what you're talking about, and you get the references and the humor to it. But it's people think, like, I'll be like, oh, he's singing about Dacre Hill because I know you guys are from around here, so it's like you're singing about this local area, but it's so applicable to every single small town. The more you tour and the more you visit, you realise every small town's the same.
Especially like the working class.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But a punk band who sing about working class issues.
Yeah. If you want it to be
really.
like you said, I think the key words are like relatable and topical as well. We want to just talk about. We'll sing, rant about like what's going on in the news, as well as like everyday little things that just annoy us, which is pretty much, I'd probably say 99% of our songs, if not all of them, is just something that's just like we've gone, we should write a song about that.
Yeah.
Just, even if it's just like a daft little thing, whether it be something like a news-related article or just something that we've just seen on a day-to-day basis that people can relate to. We just
song titles come to our heads more so, I think, as well. We'll say, oh yeah, we should write a song called this, we should write a song called that, and then we all.
Yeah. So
it becomes.
Is that like? Do you think your main songwriting process is title first, just to like, if you get a chuckle out of it, or it's like, oh, that's an interesting concept, and then you write the song from there?
It probably varies, I'd say. Yeah,
yeah, it does.
So for Who'll Babysit the Goths, which is a fucking brilliant title, what was the process for that song?
That was title first. No,
yeah,
in fact,
yeah, because that was I think that was one of the ideas I had for the EP title, and then we went with Deaths and Spelling Mistakes, and then I was saying to you like, oh, there's something there with Who'll Babysit the Goths, we can't just let that go, and then.
That was actually the second one.
Yeah, it was like number 2. Then we went with Deaths and Spelling Mistakes, so we left that to
because we literally just had a big list. We came up with like a list of about 20 or 30 song titles that we could use as an EP name.
Yeah.
And we came up with Deaths and Spelling Mistakes in the end. But in terms of Who'll Babysit the Goths, so we had the idea of the song title, and then we came up with the chorus.
Yeah.
And then verses, which is your stereotypical Crapsons song of just having a rant about things that go on.
Just relating to like different subcultures as well.
People who put quotes up on on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know why, but whenever someone references Instagram or something in a song, it makes me like happy, because there's so many songs, obviously, like from like the 60s onwards. That's when like popular music's really been about, and it's only been in the last 5 or 6 years that people have been talking about current things and linking it to current events. Obviously, it'll get outdated at some point when Instagram becomes something else by Facebook and amalgamated into whatever. But for this time and space, it's on the pulse and it's showing what's happening now, which I think a lot of songs
because
don't.
that song could be. Well, in fact, the song's already out of date now
because we
had a line about Brexit.
Yeah. But that's the thing as well, is that we quite like writing about topical stuff.
Yeah.
That even if they're like that news item or the thing we're talking about is eventually gone, you can still sort of look back and go like, oh, remember when that happened?
It's kind of like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
But
do you remember all that Brexit stuff?
But I think that's the good thing about that song, is when you can stick your Brexit. That's gonna be until Brexit finally fucking happens. And like goes through, and even then people are still going to be resentful and angry about it, like I am. So it's, you can still be like, well, you can fucking stick it up your ass still. Like, I'll be a bitter old man, and if someone brings it up like in favour of it, I'll be like, you can go fuck yourself still. Like, it's still going to have that.
Just play them who'll babysit the gods.
Yeah, because it's still like, it's even if you listen to Dead Kennedys stuff, they're singing about Reagan and all that type of things, but it's still, you can still transfer it to how you feel about any administration now, and I think that's the good thing with your stuff as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of, especially like the 80s punk scene as well, like there's a lot of topics there that a lot of people don't speak about anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously because like there's a lot of things about Thatcher, which has been dead for years.
Yeah.
But people will still sing about it because they hate it.
Yeah.
It's
true.
not going to be forgotten about, is it? It's just, it's always going to be there. It's like history at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always going to be there, so you can always sort of go back and reference it as well. And I suppose that's another challenge as well when it comes to our songwriting, is that we're going to have to find something new to rant about, newsworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to look back in 50 years' time and think that our catalogue of music is a history lesson.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because like with like my stuff, obviously it's not like punk in its like its purest sense, but I always, because I've grown up listening to Dead Kennedys, UK Subs, all that type of stuff, I still want to try and put that across in some things. So there's like Nuke Song, which is a lot more like political and talk about stuff like that, and like I'd like that to be a historical song one day, with like, if nuclear disarmament finally goes ahead and stuff, I'll be like, oh well, I can sing this and be like, this is what it was like.
Yeah.
And it's, you kind of want to include those topical things, and punk is one of those things I always try and take away, because there's not many people talking about current things over acoustic songs and in those type of genres. So it's like, if I can take that punk ethos of like being current and talking about things that are directly affecting me, that's not just universal working man blues stuff, and put it into like one of those type of songs, I feel I'm giving my own little punk edge to everything. Because
punk isn't just about like how it sounds as well.
Yeah.
It's what you're singing about. It's what you're sort of representing as well at the same time. And
it's not just a music
sound, really.
Sound.
Yeah, it's like
it's a
state of mind.
It's a state of mind. It's a way of living. Yeah.
That's like the really interesting thing. So Crapfest, I've got the lucky job of opening the show, which I'm super excited about.
Which is always a daunting thing, but last year the whole place was rammed by the time the doors opened. There was a queue outside of people. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, because we did that gig up in Rill,
which is how we kind of like met, really, wasn't it?
because I was aware of you guys before that, because obviously I've been listening to your tracks, and if there's a band blowing up from Birkenhead, Rock Ferry, like where you're like, oh shit, so you become aware of things. So I was aware of you guys, and then it wasn't until you walked in and was like,
actually,
I fucking know these people. I was like, didn't they go to Rocky High?
And no, because I came over to you and introduced myself, because I knew that you were from the Wirral, but I didn't know where about you were from. So I went over and spoke to you, and you said, did you go to Rocky High? And I was like, yeah. He was like, so did I. And I was like, bloody hell, we're in the middle of Rill. We're in the middle of Rill. We probably passed each other on the A55.
Yeah, man, Wirral people get about as well, which is always weird. It was weird to see you guys walking and go, oh, there, because I'd seen pictures of you, but it wasn't like, you don't translate it properly.
Well, when you said to me, I went to Rocky High, and I looked at you and I was like, I don't recognise you, but when we added each other on Facebook, I actually looked back at your photos from years ago, and when you were clean shaven and a lot younger, I was like, I do recognise you now. Like,
yeah, the long hair and the beard.
Yeah.
Masks. Like
Yeah,
when I was 15.
It really did.
Yeah. Although I had obviously you went to Rockferry Primary. Do you remember Mrs. McCann, the receptionist at Rockferry Primary? I ran into her once in my old job when I was like 20, and she came up to me. She was like, "Oh, you're." Michael was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "You haven't changed." I was like, "Bitch." I'm
long hair.
I'm 6'2", with a beard and long hair. You haven't seen me since primary school. And you said I haven't changed.
I didn't have a beard in primary school. I'm gonna show you that.
I wasn't 6'2".
Yeah, I'm looking down on you. Like,
oh my word, that's hilarious.
yeah, but it was when like with the real gig, it was like I've played punk gigs, and it's always been an interesting one. But I always know how kind of accepting and open the punk crowd is. I'm always more interested in playing a punk or a rock or a metal gig than a country or blues gig.
Yeah.
Like the folk and country scene is super like quite closed-minded sometimes and very narrow.
Yeah.
While there's always punk people come with me and they'll take something away from it.
Yeah,
That was a good night, that one, actually.
Yeah,
That was one of Mark Watson Jones's gigs.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, we played in indie bands before, and it is a case of you bring your own little crowd, you bring your mates, they watch you, they go home.
And they go as soon as you finish.
As soon as you finish. Whereas what I love about this is that there's no pressure to sort of bring people. Well, of course, we'll always promote it, we'll always try and get people down, but it feels like we don't really need to worry about that because we know we can do a gig. There'll be people there, and the people who are there are going to be there for the night.
Like, it's good as well. I'm not trying to slag off the indie crowds or the indie promoters or anything, but
Beyond knobheads.
You tend to find that a lot of them promoters, like, you've got to bring 30 people otherwise you can't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all that.
Yeah. When we started Crapsons, we said we are not waiting for promoters like that.
No.
And the minute we do, we wouldn't do the gig.
Yeah, that's the good thing, and I think if you're at the same level where it's like we've both been like DIY, we self-built. If we turn down a gig, it's not the end of the world, and if you turn it down for like the reasons you believe in, then it's like that's the main thing, and you get to stand by your gun. So if someone comes and says you have to sell 30 tickets and like the dreaded pay to play raises his head, you can be like, well, no, I'm not doing it.
Not up for that at all.
Yeah.
I've done it in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really have. I did an acoustic show many years back in the academy, and I got 55 people, which is really good for a solo thing. But the work I had to put into it, like to go and drop off tickets for people and message people all the time, say, would you be able to buy this ticket? Would you be able to buy this ticket? Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to play. And then after I did the gig, I was just like, I can't be arsed. I can't be arsed with that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, the experience itself's not worth it.
No. And even like the gig itself as well, you're not really going to gain much from the gig because you're not. Really
if you're bringing 80% of the crowd, you aren't going to win over.
Exactly.
Like anyone.
You want each gig. You want to like look at a gig and be able to benefit from it and know that there's going to be some old faces there, of course, but then you want some like new faces as well. You want each gig you do to be like a step in the right direction. So if you're doing gigs where you've got to sell to your mates, then you may as well just come around to me or some other.
Yeah, that's the thing. I talk about that because with being like solo acoustic for the most part, you get offered pub gigs.
Yeah.
And it's the worst feeling in the world. So I always now think if I accept a gig, I always think I'll base it on the drive home. So if I drive home wanting to fucking kill myself after it and just crash into the motorway, I'm not going to do the gig. Because I can already predict it's like, okay, it's at this pub. They want me to do an hour and a half. It's going to be Wednesday. They're asking for covers already. They're asking for upbeat.
Yeah.
And I know that's not what I do. That's not what it's going to be. And the people who go and are going to be sat there, they're going to be fucking disappointed too. And they're definitely going to be requesting Ed Sheeran throughout the fucking night. Yeah. So I'm just not going to do the gig. So I halved the gigs last year I did from the year before, but I was so much happier throughout the year.
And that's one thing, we gigged a lot last year, and even though it was amazing,
it did wipe us out a bit though.
Yeah, it did. And there was times we were like driving home, and we're not going to name any gigs in particular, but there were times we were driving home and we kind of went, we didn't need to do that, did we? We didn't need to do that. And
because I think, because 2018 was our first sort of like year as a band.
Yeah, you just want to hit the ground running.
When it reached 2019, we wanted to do more gigs than the year before.
Yeah.
And there was a lot that we were just like, we were accepting them just for the hell of it. And we didn't need to.
Yeah, it was quantity over quality.
It really, really was. And there was a lot of times that we were driving home and we go, there was just no point in doing tonight.
Yeah.
There really wasn't.
And I think the minute you start
I
doing
always,
that is
we
the minute
always have a good laugh on stage, and there's never been a gig where I've
You always take something away from it, but
always,
you feel
always.
like
And the whole thing is a learning curve as well, because without the bad gigs, you won't have the good gigs.
Yeah.
And
But you need to be. With it being the third year now, we can sort of be a bit picky and choosy with gigs as well. Because the last thing we want to do is like stop enjoying doing it as well. We don't want it to feel like a chore, a bit of a stress. I've got this gig tonight.
because you still want to pay your dues, but you don't want to be doing that gig that just makes it feel desolate.
yeah.
And it's like, because even when I was doing a tour in 2018, we were sat around a table and it was like, genuinely thinking, should we just pack this in? And it's those gigs that like you have to weather and you have to do to kind of know you really want to do it.
You'll always get that down moment.
Yeah.
You'll always get it, no matter what you do. Even like a 9-to-5 job,
Yeah.
you'll always sit there and go, "Why am I doing this?"
But it's
Why am I doing this?
reducing the odds of that happening regularly is the thing that I try and do now.
Yeah.
So it's like, is this gig not even gonna? I always enjoy playing, but am I going to enjoy this gig in an overarching sense?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I've been getting away from.
And we always enjoy gigs. We
Yeah.
always have a good laugh on stage, and yeah. But there's always them ones that you just think there was no point in.
Yeah, I think another thing we're doing this year as well is at the minute we sort of don't really get the vibe of a gig, we just don't do it. Whereas last year we might have gone, what do you reckon? Then we kind of
We'll
like
give
talk,
it a go.
an hour
yeah,
over it.
We'll give it a go.
We'll kind of talk each other around a little bit and then go on, we'll do it. Whereas we've had gig offers this year, we've kind of gone, what do you reckon? And the minute both of us kind of well, there's our answer. Let's just not do it then.
There was one gig that we did last year, and I can probably talk about it because the guy's not going to listen to this. We played in Birmingham.
Okay.
Oh, right. So the poster came through for the gig that the guy had obviously made on Microsoft Word.
Bit of word art, yeah.
With a bit of Word art, your classic 1997 Word art that me and you probably used to use in primary school, mate. And it came through, and it's like, the Crapsons. That was your first mistake. He used a picture of me when I played on stage with Salt the Snail. So it was me singing without a bass. so I was like, so that was the second mistake. Right underneath Crapsons, in inverted commas, one crap band. Right underneath it. I was like, Jesus Christ. And the lineup changed that many times, and he changed his poster every time, and he'd use a different picture every time, and it was like, which poster am I meant to use?
Yeah.
So I'm getting in touch with him saying, mate, what's going on with this lineup? And he's like, would you be able to get a band for me? I'm like, I'm not from Birmingham. We live in Birkenhead, which is at least 150 miles away. Yeah, you give or choose up. I was like, I don't know any bands in Birmingham. We're doing this so we can get a foot in the door and be able to come back to Birmingham another time, maybe meet a couple of bands and bring them back. And the guy didn't have a clue. And that was a gig that we should have cancelled. But you were like, well, we've never played in Birmingham before, so let's just go and do it. So,
I don't know, I love that gig, I thought it was brilliant.
Ever the diplomat.
Yeah, you drove, didn't you? And I just got smashed. We brought our mate with us, who's a big drinker. And me and him just got smashed beforehand. We actually had a good laugh, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
There is like, the worse a gig gets and the situation around it gets, the more fun you can just have with it. If you
Which I
just
think that-
lean back and let go of like the roller coaster and just let your hands up.
Which I think that...
We showed that on stage as well because we let everyone decide the lineup, not the lineup, the set
The
list.
set list.
Basically.
We kind of just had a list and we just said,
However,
you pick a number. You pick a number.
typically though, we've got some songs that we like to do that are like 30-second songs that we normally throw one, maybe two in each set. So we had them. I said, pick the list, and someone picked a quick song, and then the next one was a quick song, and then it's like, bloody hell, pick a proper song, will you? So we have to be like
so
three,
that kind
like
of fell on
40
our arse
seconds.
a bit. It was a very, very different gig.
It made it a laugh though.
Yeah, we had a good laugh there, but again, that was a gig that we probably could.
Yeah.
We could have easily turned to each other and said, "There's no point in doing this."
Yeah.
But we did go and have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, but
We'd never do a gig for them again. but
Birmingham promoters, if you're listening, we would like to come back.
Yeah.
yes, please.
Just do your poster on Publisher or better.
Yeah. Just don't write one crap band and we're sorted straight away.
But from those type of gigs, you've played with Half Man, Half Biscuit, and you're playing with them again this year, aren't you?
Yeah, so played in the Lead Mill in Sheffield last October, and then we've got
which is a big venue. Have you ever been?
No.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It really is. It's about the size of Montfort Hall.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's quite like a wide venue, isn't it?
It was wide. It was more wider than far back.
Yeah, because that's the interesting thing. Because it's like Half Man, Half Biscuit from around here, you guys from around here, and then you went and did a gig that wasn't around here, which is an interesting, but it's a good thing to do, I think.
Yeah, they kind of took us on board and said like, yeah, we'll give you the platform to come and play in front of a big crowd, but we'll do it away from the usual crowd that you play for.
Yeah. How did all that come about? Like getting approached? Did they approach you about that?
So, well, we're quite fortunate to know Nigel personally as well. So when we started, I didn't want to go nagging to get the support slot, but I kind of like dropped a few hints. But
he's been to see us a couple of times.
Yeah, he's been to see us, and I think he wanted us to sort of get a little bit more established. That's certainly maybe the impression I got. But yeah, no, he mentioned a few dates really, and we thought maybe Sheffield might be the best, and he managed to just get us sorted for us. I think he wanted us to play in a place like that.
And it is here where the laptop died. Such a fucking rookie mistake, but as you've listened so far already, here is the promo code that you can enter to get tickets for £5 each. If you go to the Crapfest 2 event page, which I'll be posting a link to, and you go onto the Skiddle link from there, it's at the bottom of the tickets, there's a apply promo code. If you click that and then enter the promo code CRAPMATES, all one word, CRAPMATES, 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 you will get your tickets to this brilliant event for just £5. Enjoy the rest of the podcast, guys.
We're going from the exact same point. So the Half Man, Half Biscuit support slot before we were rudely interrupted by my own failings as a person.
We were meant to pretend that we haven't been back inside the house, had a cup of tea, and then come back in.
It's all teething problems. So from the Half Man, Half Biscuit stuff, obviously you've like seen Nigel, he's come to your shows and things. Is that what's catalyst the next few gigs?
Yeah, he has just been very supportive, hasn't he? He's offered lots of advice artistically, pretty much how to promote yourselves and go about it. So he has been a great help. But yeah, I think he just wanted to give us that chance, get ourselves a bit established as well, and and he just went and just sorted out the Sheffield gig for us, didn't he? And kindly asked us to go back.
Yeah, that's so good. I think everyone wants those support slots with like those bigger established names, but it's always hard to get. When that kind of comes through, it's such like a good stepping stone for bands, because I know the first thing I did, like really, I did a few little gigs around here, and then I went on tour with Sean James, like this American guy I've been a huge fan of. I did 4 dates with him, and that was kind of like getting your foot in your door, and it gives you more like a legitimate
experience of doing it as well.
And it kind of gives people like look at you as a more legitimate outfit then, instead of just being like playing the local shows and things. Once you've kind of not linked to that act, because obviously they don't really have anything like power over what you do, but it just gives you that little boost, I think, to put you in front of people.
Yeah, it's quite a daunting thing as well to play in front of a big crowd like that don't know anything about you.
Yeah,
there was a select few people that sort of obviously they researched the support band and everything, and they'd listened to us because we saw a couple of comments online and things like that. But obviously there was at least probably 99% of the venue never heard us before, didn't know what to expect, and we've got we've got half an hour to sell ourselves, and we've got to put ourselves over as much as we can.
Yeah, it was a good challenge for us as well, because we were saying even before it as well, probably our first 2 gigs we were nervous for, and that was the first time we'd been nervous really for a gig since then, and you could tell looking at both of us we were shitting ourselves, which I think it was good. I think we needed to do something like that.
I think like when the stakes are up that much and you know there's gonna be like a new audience and there's a new opportunity there, you do get those, because it's people always get nervous going on stage because it's just a public performance. That's the safe things, but you kind of, that's then your baseline for everything. So then when you spike, you're like, oh shit, this is like a thing. Because I did that gig with Chris Shiflett from the Foo Fighters, and it was sold out before I even got announced, and I got announced a week before it, so I didn't have to do any promotion or anything. I was
That's incredible.
yeah, but it was, I got the email and they didn't even say you've got the gig, because I emailed them asking. I didn't even get an email back saying you're on the list. It was literally a week before the show. I got sent an email that didn't even say my name. It was a spreadsheet with my loading times.
Wow.
And I was like,
Well, looks like I'm playing this.
yeah, I was like, did I get this fucking gig? And I was like, sat at my desk like, shit.
Where was that?
The Night and Day Cafe in
Oh,
Manchester.
nice. Yeah, we played there.
Yeah,
In a previous band.
yeah. But that's like a 250 cap, and it was like sold out. And I was like, fuck.
You go down
And
well.
yeah, it was really good, man. But my guitar cut out during a song. The sound engineer, they say it wasn't their fault, but the other guitar cut out as well. So my two guitars can't
Concourse.
die out at the same time. So I'm going into this song and the guitar completely cuts out. But the good thing with me, because I'm acoustic, I just bend the mic, leant over the barrier and just fucking like screamed and played my heart out. But I think that fuck up was what then brought everyone over to my side, because then that was like what everyone came up after the show to talk to me about.
Cool. Yeah.
And then with that, I've kind of, with the nerves spiking for gigs and things, like I've done these Amiga the Devil runs, it's like when I've been nervous about those, I just think about, I did this fucking sold out show, didn't like completely shit myself over that, and then the guitar fucking cut out as well. So it's that spike of nearly panic attack inducing.
There's always hurdles, and you've got to be ready to hop over them.
Because Nigel even said to us in advance, he sort of like pre-warned us and said, don't be surprised if the crowd don't really interact, because a lot of our songs are crowd interaction. Don't be surprised if no one joins in with certain bits and things like that. You're not
Didn't he say, like, don't be surprised if somebody just shouts "fuck off"?
Yeah.
He said, like,
because they're not there to see you.
Yeah.
So
So like, so that it didn't really help the nerves, but again, it was a part of the challenge. So
But it gives you something to prove then, to be like, if I get one person to sing along or involve, it's just like a victory in itself.
Yeah. But then after like a couple of songs and people were into it, people were laughing. It was just
we had a backup plan of something else to say. So the song "Gee Whiz," there's the line in it that I say, "Don't put sugar on my tea because I'm sweet enough." But then I usually come up and say, but sometimes I like to put it on my shreddies, and the room gets a laugh. And then I start listing cereals. So I go, "On my cornflakes, on my Rice Krispies," and then a person from the crowd goes, "On my Cheerios," or "on my porridge," or whatever. Which is always a good interaction thing, but we were very wary that we might not be able to do that at this gig, so we got a feel for it, and we put that song a little bit towards the middle of the set list, and we kind of just looked at each other and nodded and said, yeah, let's do it. And the response that we got back from that gig was brilliant on it.
Good.
It really, really was. We stayed in a travel lodge, which was about a mile away from the venue, and we stayed and watched Half and Half Biscuit. We packed away. We said goodbye to them, and then we went to the pub and we had a few drinks there. And then we walked into the travel lodge at the end of the night, and this woman came up to us. She's like, "Oh, we saw you earlier on. It was brilliant." Well done."
Awesome.
I was like, "Oh,
yeah." That is what kind of like carries you through and like just reignites that like spark to just keep gigging and stuff. Is when you get that recognition and that reaction from people. That's just like.
And it was just like the comments as well. Every time we were checking social media, there was a new.
There was a new one from someone that we didn't know, and
it was, people were reading comments as well. And then we even went on. There's the Half and Half Biscuit lyrics project website where they go on and they review the gig, and it's like a bit of a fan forum, and they just go on and chat, and there was people even talking about us on that as well.
It was brilliant. They didn't go there to see us, but they left as fans, and I think. With Half and Half Biscuit fans, they've got a very they've got a loyal fan base, and they travel all the way around the country. And I think word's got round that we're supporting them in Rock City, which I honestly can't wait for.
Yeah.
And people are excited to see us. So it's gonna be nice this time to be able to go and think, well, there's people there that saw us in Sheffield and they enjoyed it. So we're gonna feel a lot more comfortable this time round.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So what does 2020 hold for Crapsons this? Like going forward, so this will be coming out in March, hopefully. So we've got Crapfest coming up. You've got Half Man Half Biscuit. What else are you guys?
We're going to be releasing a single, aren't we? But we won't go too much into it. We'll do like a proper announcement about that. But we've got a single there ready to go, but we're just going to sort of iron all that out. And
yeah, we're just going to dot the T's and cross the I's and all that.
Yeah, is that the right way around?
No, it doesn't matter. I realised what I said.
I think the main thing though we're going to take from this year, I feel like the first year was about getting gaining a platform to build on and trying to get the gigs, trying to get on board with different promoters and whatnot. Last year we really hammered it, and I think this year we just want to sort of enjoy it a bit more. We're not going to bend over backwards too much.
No, yeah. Obviously, with me saying earlier on about the gigs that we did last year, we were trying to better ourselves from last year. It's not a competition, it's not a race, and we're just going to do the right gigs, and we're just going to still enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's the plan.
I think
just have a laugh with it still. Just try not to.
We're trying to not play as many Liverpool gigs as well. And actually, in fact, Crapfest is the only one that we've got booked in, and I could quite happily leave Liverpool probably until maybe the end of the year and do Liverpool as maybe the last show of the year, because we want to venture out. We're playing in York, we're playing in Bristol, we're playing in Nottingham, so we're going to places that the bands don't normally sort of tend to go to because they're stuck in Liverpool. We're trying to venture out. So.
I've kind of got the opposite where I can gig up and down like other places. For the fucking life of me, I can't do Wirral or Liverpool properly. That's why I'm really looking forward to Crapfest to be like a good, fun, enthusiastic show with some killer bands.
We've never played on the Wirral as well.
Really?
We've never played on the Wirral. We have always said until the right moment comes, we're going to be a band from Birkenhead who's never played in Birkenhead.
Nice. That makes complete
sense. But that time
sense.
will come, but obviously we will play in Birkenhead at some point. We just need to make sure that the rain is absolutely battering it down on this
Storm Dennis is coming thick and fast.
Come down
so
the road.
let's wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for
Thanks, Mike.
Like, no bullshit, I am a genuine fan of Crapsons, and I can't wait for Crapfest and see what you guys do.
As well.
And I've got still so many questions to talk to you about over music and Crapsons. So
we could talk forever. So
I'm definitely having you back in the next month or so. But thank you so much, guys, and let's get warm and dry and charge my laptop and not be so much of a cunt next time. Lightning!
What a way to end!
What a way to end indeed. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Into the Van with Mike West. This was such a fun chat to have, and part of the reason I wanted to do it in the van, obviously I tore out of this thing, and it just feels a lot more grounded and real. I know there's going to be some background noise, but I just think it adds to the fact that it's an actual thing happening. And obviously Storm Dennis provided a great atmosphere for that towards the end, and then we just got rained off, but it was coming to a natural end anyway, and it was a super fun hang with Mike and Andy from Crapsons. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you head to the Crapfest 2 event page, click through to Skiddle and then enter the promo code CRAPMATES, you're going to get tickets for £5 and I'm going to be opening the show. So it's going to be such a fun day. I'm super stoked for this. There's 11 acts overall, so that's less than 50p an act. You can't really argue with that type of value. I really hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I've had in making it. I can't wait to keep on doing this. There's going to be 2 episodes a month, and let's just see what happens. I know how lucky I am as a musician to get to meet so many cool people, and I just want to be able to share that with people and have this to be able to look back on for my own selfish needs and just be like, I got to sit down with these people and have a meaningful chat and interaction with these guys, and I hope you enjoy coming along for the ride. So this is it for Into the Van. I'm so happy to carry on this adventure, and I hope you all come along for the ride. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.